Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Lawson, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Chair, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we're loud and clear, and we can see you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I want to thank Mr. Powell for and welcome him back to the committee. I know it's a great deal that is going on. And Mr. Powell, I think earlier there might have been something that came from one another of my colleagues, and it was a rise in interest rate to combat inflation does come with a rise in unemployment rate and possibly contributing to an economic recession. While white unemployment rates have dropped to pre-pandemic levels of 3%, and in QI 2022, the national Black unemployment rate remains still at 6.5%. And I know something you can't say, but what suggestion can you offer to help prevent Black and other minority communities from facing future economic inequities as the Federal Reserve continue to raise rates in the near future?
If I heard your question correctly, it was whether we're considering additional future interest rate increases, sir?
That's correct.
Yes. So I think just last week, my colleagues and I wrote down our forecast for this year, and we anticipate ongoing rate increases over the course of this year. Yes, additional rate increases.
But Powell, do you believe that the Fed's current inflation projection of 2022 and 23 remains a good benchmark to consider, even with these vulnerability potentials growing in the upcoming months?
I think these are the projections the latest projections that individual FOMC participants submitted were submitted last Wednesday. So I think they're still fresh, and there's a range of expectations of people on the committee, but I think they're a reasonable set of projections. Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Powell, several of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have been debating about the Biden policy and so forth, which I know you can comment on. But there is a concern where we were kind of caught off guard with the war in Ukraine, and then at the same time, our vulnerability of all of the things that we depend on for other countries. In your deliberation, when you all are working with the situation that has arrived, that came from the Russia-Ukraine war and other real estate and other stress in China spilling over into the United States, does the Fed give a recommendation back to the administration on how we should proceed in the future? Because everything, we've done a lot of things with other countries and depend on a lot of countries for resources and so forth. And it looks like we're becoming very, very vulnerable. Well, it doesn't look like it. We're becoming very vulnerable to this dependability. Do you all make a recommendation back to the administration on how we should proceed in the future?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay, and so early on you said that it's prominent that policy position should be considered by the legislature or the administration. Am I correct?
I'm sorry, I lost track of what you said there. I apologize.
I think to some other colleague of mine, you stated that those policies should be left up to the Congress or to the administration. You all don't really deal with that aspect of it. Am I correct?
Well, I'm sorry, which aspect of it?
About what recommendation could be made for all of the things that we have offshore that we depend on from other countries. Yeah. And I might not be really clear, but for example, like the gas situation with Russia, and wheat and stuff with Ukraine and stuff of this nature.
No, we're not in those discussions. Those are really discussions that happen inside the administration, the Treasury Department and the White House and the other agencies.
Okay. With that, Madam Chair, I yield back.